I'm sure Clyde is saying, hey, this guy's pretty good, and Clark's saying, geez, he's everything I thought he was.
You have to take that premise that anyone that climbs in the ring with you is good.
Yeah. You don't do that, you're in a lot of trouble. There's some good punches. And Clark is up against the ropes. Gray has him, but they're really just wrestling there. There were a couple of good punches thrown, not damaging punches. Nothing was scored up against the ropes. And look at Clark come back. Uppercuts.
Clyde is cut.
There is a cut on the right eye of Clyde Gray. Cut over the right eye, and that could be trouble. The crowd springs to life. This is only the second round. And already Clyde Gray is cut. See the blood, it's all over Clark as well. Over the right eye, right on the brow. That could prove to be trouble later on. We certainly don't want to see this fight called because of cuts. We'd like to see something a little more decisive than that. And Clark is tattooing that cut.
He seems to be cut right at the corner of the eyebrow.
Clark sees it, and he's really going after it. Fans here, 10,000 was springing to life. Gray really pushed Clark back with a good right there. The cut remains, and Gray is really bleeding quite easily at this point.
That's Clark, an angry cut right now.
Clark's really working on it. Everything he throws goes to that cut. Another good series by Clark. 45 seconds left to go in the second round, and already this fight is really taking a good turn here with that cut. You can bet one thing, though. Gray's corner will really go to work to seal that one up, and if he can stay away for a couple of rounds, it'll be okay.
Well, Clyde's fortunately has Dr. Joe Greenberg in his corner, who is a capable cut man.
Chris Clark has his eyes set on that cut. Corner of the brow, over the right eye, and Clark scores again. And so here is round 3, scheduled 15-rounder British Commonwealth title on the line in the welterweight class. And Clark really doesn't waste any time. He's going after that cut again. He sees his opening. They appear to have that cut under control, but Clark slipped in there with the left. No opening on the cut. We're going to keep a very close watch on it. That has been Clyde Gray's history. Solid right snare, and Clyde comes back with a right. Clyde Gray has a lot of fight in him. Don't by any means get the impression we're writing him off. Anybody with 80 pro fights has been there before, knows how to get out of tough spots.
Both fighters right now are pitching.
There are some good punches being thrown here. Solid exchange there. There's going to be some good punches here tonight.
Clyde's looking to lead with that right hand, that big sucker right hand.
We're in round 3 here, just approaching the midway point. The big story of this fight so far was round 2, when Clark opened up a cut over Gray's right eye. The crowd now picking up the cheer. Hard to tell if they're saying go Clark go or go Clyde go.
I'm a little trouble myself trying to find out who they're rooting for.
Of course, they're both Nova Scotian fighters, so it could be either one. Minute and a half left to go in the third round. Both fighters not sparing anything. They're really going full out. I'd be surprised if this went 15 rounds at this pace. And the cut is reopened. The corner of the right eye of Clyde Gray. That's the thing we're going to have to watch throughout this fight.
I think what you'll see too, Clyde is going to have to throw caution to the wind right now and empty out.
Solid punch. Clark has been able to open that cut up again. Clyde's not about to give in here. Anytime you get a fighter on the ropes, there's trouble for somebody. The thing you have to notice, too, is Clyde is landing a lot of body shots, and what that does over 15 rounds.
Well, that takes its toll. There's no question about that. But if Clark can keep him in the middle of the ring, that'll be to his advantage.
Final 30 seconds of round 3. Action-packed so far. And as we've been saying all along, the story so far is the cut over the right eye, the corner of the right eye of Clyde Gray. There was another one. Clark landed another left on that eye.
seems to be a small trickle from the eye at this moment. Now it's opened up again.
Yes, it has. There's the end of round 3. We're now into round 5, scheduled 15-rounder British Commonwealth welterweight title on the line. Chris Clark against Clyde Gray. Clark obviously the challenger, but he has been able to open up a cut. There's some solid leather traded there. Clark opened up a cut in the second round, reopened it in the third, reopened it again in the fourth. It's a cut under, or not under actually, it's at the midway point of the brow.
Good right hand by Gray.
Oh, they're really trading the punches
Clark
here.
come
Look
right
out.
back.
Look out, and that cut is reopened again in round 5 for the 4th successive time. Clyde Gray is bleeding, but did he ever land a right there?
He opened the cut much wider.
There's some solid punches here. You have to wonder at this point, how can these fellas possibly fight for 15 rounds? They're really trading the leather. There's not a soft punch in the group. And look at the blood on Clyde Gray's face. The saving point of that is, we said before, it's not bleeding into the eyes, bleeding around the eye. Ungerman calling for a series of punches. Clyde Gray, but they're not coming about so far. Minute and a half to go in the 5th round, and a solid punch again by Clark.
Straight left by Clark. That hurt.
Of course, it landed right on the cut. An uppercut. That had to hurt. This is a brawl. Beautiful punches being traded here. There hasn't been a soft one yet.
Clark showing a lot of willingness, a lot of determination. He wants to fight.
Yep. Crowd has all but forgot the preliminaries now.
Good right hand by Gray.
Right. That right shocked Chris Clark. There was a punch that was actually under the belt. But Clyde Gray appears to be scoring now. Clark regressing.
Another right hand.
There was another one. But Clark, well, he's trying to come back.
And a left hook.
They're both coming back. Look at this action. This is incredible. Clark on the ropes. But quickly he gets off the ropes.
How can you ask for anything more than that?
He certainly couldn't. Final seconds of this round, final 30 seconds. Both fighters getting very, very tired at this point. Very, very tired. Clark gave him everything he had there. He's in trouble on the ropes now. Look at Clyde. He's scoring at will. But quickly, Chris Clark comes back. And that's the end of the round. Listen to the crowd. Start of round 6 now.
Let's congratulate Dr. Joe Greenberg in the corner. He's got that cut stopped again.
The cut was opened in the second round and opened in every round since. We're going to watch for it again, but Clyde is really landing some dynamite punches. Definitely the hardest fight Chris Clark has ever had. They're both landing good punches. Yeah, the cut's open again, Vince. Just a little bit there, but it's open. The only mark in Chris Clark is a little mouse under the left eye. Clyde really hasn't worked on it. He's worked more on the body punches. One thing he has been able to do, though, is to get Clark up against the ropes.
As I mentioned before, that's where Clyde shines, in close.
There was another one by Clark, left to that cut over the right eye of Gray's.
Clyde has been very effective. Clark has been very effective keeping that cut open. Stick, stick, stick.
Approaching the halfway mark of the 6th round, scheduled 15-rounder. We said it time and time again. It's hard to believe both fighters will be in this kind of shape after 15 rounds. Regardless of who wins this fight, they do us all a service by having a rematch.
There's no question about that. He's thrown more leather than a shoemaker sees in a lifetime.
Both landing solid punches.
yelling for combinations, not one punch. Right hand, left hook, follow it up, not just one punch.
Both appear to be somewhat tired at this point, although they are still landing good punches. Sixth round, they've gone full out. You'd have to expect them to lull in here. Next couple of rounds to slow down just a bit.
Good sucker right hand by Gray. That shook Clark up. That hurt him.
Clark's in trouble. He's on the ropes. The sucker punched at him. What a setup. There is the experience paying off for Clyde Gray. The youngster, Chris Clark, in trouble. A perfect setup by the veteran. He's been there many times. You had to expect that to happen sooner or later. Clark is wobbly on his feet. He's in trouble. He's going.
Clark's in trouble.
Gray has him now. Straightening him out, but Clark is a game fighter. If he can get out of this round, and he does, there is still a chance. But listen to the crowd. Once again, a standing ovation. Set up by a veteran boxer who's been there some 80-odd times. That's just part of learning the sport as far as Chris Clark is concerned. The big thing is he got out of the round.
Tell you what, his heart is as big as this building.
We are seconds away from round 7. Chris Clark wobbled badly in the 6th round. Gray has that cut over his right eye.
That was the first round. The cut did not bleed.
And Gray...
Oh,
so
good right hand. He hurt him again.
They come out flying. Gray can smell it out here. And Clark fighting for his life. These are two very game fighters. Look at the leather.
He walked in with a good right hand. That hurt him.
That's it. Chris Clark is in trouble. He's in very bad trouble against the ropes.
Talk about courage.
What a courageous young fighter this man is. He's never been knocked out. He doesn't want to be knocked out. Look at the leather that Gray is throwing.
You're yelling to Clyde to push him off, but that takes strength and it wastes your energy.
This is an incredible display of guts and courage on the part of both fighters. Look at Clyde land those punches and Clark take them. Clark is not done. He's very flat-footed, though. Look at the punches.
That's what the fight game is made of. Two cocks in there, brave, giving it all they got. Like two fighting cocks.
This is an incredible display. Gray apparently winded now after throwing all those punches, but he's still got one. What a right. He's landing rights. And he's really shaking up Chris Clark. Clark is bleeding now from the nose. No question about it. Clyde Gray has this fight at this point in time. But that could change very fast. I really don't expect this one to go 15 rounds. Gray is very flat-footed, throwing desperation punches, very tired. Gray has quite a bit left in him, but neither one of them is going to admit defeat at this point. 1 minute left in round 7. What an incredible display.
Clark must be in fantastic condition. He absorbed so much punishment that round, and he come back punching.
This man has taken everything the last 2 rounds. He's still up there. He's still throwing punches. Look at him land those punches. And now suddenly Clyde Gray is in trouble. Suddenly the fight has turned around.
He's still swinging.
Suddenly the fight has turned around again. Clark is on the ropes now.
Clyde calling on all his know-how, all his experience.
Reaching back through 80 professional fights. Clark reaching back through the youth to get more energy.
No bell. They thought the bell rang.
They thought the bell rang. There's actually 10 seconds left in round 7. The final 5 seconds. And these last 2 rounds have been incredible. There it is, the end of round 7. We're into round 8 now. Clyde Gray has really socked Chris Clark the last 2 fights, but he's taken everything. The youngster has taken it and come back. The cut over Clyde by Gray's right eye, the big question. And how much can Chris Clark take? He got rocked again by another right. Those short rights by Gray are really taking their toll. Now the 10,000 plus people have settled down quite a bit. There was a fight over there.
Clark seemed to be gained his composure somewhat.
I'll tell you one thing about what goes on outside the ring here. Every time that Irv Ungerman comes to town, somebody always wants to take a poke at him.
It was a question that Irv may not be in the corner for this fight.
There was some. He'd been fined, and apparently they say he paid his fine, did they?
Well, knowing Irving, I doubt that very much. I'll just say that probably some charity received a little bit of money today.
Well, that clarifies a few things, and so much for the discipline. Let's get back to the fight. Nothing can detract from this one. Look at the leather being thrown. This is incredible. Here we are, round 8, past the halfway point of the fight, and these fellas are still going full blitz.
You notice now Clark is up on his toes.
And a minute and a half left to go in round 8.
Good left hook by Gray.
Solid punches. Cut is reopened again.
Three punches. That hurt.
And Clark is slacked. What a punch. Clark is slacked. He's wobbling. Gray very tired. They both go into the ropes. They're both just exhausted. But Clark is taken.
Good right hand.
Another one. Straightens Clark right out. He's wobbling. Clark definitely hurt. It's a question of can Gray finish him off. Clark has taken everything the last 3 rounds. Gray has not been able to do it.
About courage. Look at Clark.
This is incredible. It's hard to imagine a person taking that kind of beating and coming back. What a game fighter. Take nothing away from either one of these fighters. Clark coming back again.
You got to remember, throwing all that punches takes a lot out of you, too.
These people must be in incredible shape. The amount of workouts both of these fellas have gone through to be able to do that. Oh,
good left hook.
The left hook staggers Clark. Gray scoring at will. And again, Clark, towards the end of the round, is actually saved by the bell. Chris Clark appears to be in trouble, but he's starting very good. Incredible display. Clark again bleeding through the nose. Gray's eye cut hasn't opened up yet. Look at Chris Clark, reminiscent of Muhammad Ali, dancing, almost mocking the veteran Gray. Just seconds after being checked out by the ring doctor. Look at him dance. What a gutsy performance. Oh, and he's straightened out by a right from Gray. But Clark keeps coming back, as he has been doing for 9 rounds so far.
Clyde's eye is bleeding again. Good left hook by Clyde to the belly.
Clark's in trouble again, but again, he comes back. Look at the leather being traded here. You've said it so many times, you can see it for yourself. This is incredible. And again, Clark goes to work on Gray's eye.
Clark is an amazing individual. Talk about guts.
They're both thoroughbreds. There's no question about that. And there's certainly no energy shortage in this fight.
Clyde must be wondering what's holding this kid up.
This is amazing. To go in round 9.
Those uppercuts hurt.
Those uppercuts are getting through. They're getting through.
I think they're stopping it.
No, the referee is stopping the fight temporarily. Temporarily. He's going to continue it. I would hate to see this fight stop.
I think Clark talked him out of that.
Chris Clark in trouble here. If Gray can score, it'll be all over. But what courage on the part of Chris Clark to continue on. His biggest fight. He's only been in the ring 18 professional times. He's continuing on. He's not a quitter. If you've never seen Chris Clark fight before, you now have the utmost respect for him. The uppercuts are doing damage again. Clark Ungerman yelling to stop the fight. Clark waving him off. Clark has a cut over his left or right eye now.
And he's punching back.
This is incredible. Ungerman's corner, or Gray's corner, calling for Gray to finish him. But so far, Clark has proven to be a very game fighter.
He's talking to Clyde now, saying, I'm okay. Come on, get me.
He's taunting Clyde Gray. Look at Chris Clark. This is incredible. Unbelievable. And the cut is really opened over Gray's right eye. Severe cut. Look at Clark.
And he's punching
Chris
back.
Clark. Apparently finished in the 9th round. It looked like it was all over. And now he comes out again with a burst of energy and puts Clyde Gray in trouble. And Gray is in trouble with that punch.
Talk about youth being served.
It's Clark's left eye, Gray's right eye. They're both in trouble there. Now the crowd chanting, go, Chris, go. And there was a solid left. It stiffened Clyde Gray momentarily.
That landed right on Clyde's eye.
This is right out of the old Hollywood script of Rocky, this one. Clark does some damage. Clark on the right side of your screen, Gray on the left side. They're both cut. They're both tired. They've both taken a lot of punches, and they both plan to take a lot more.
And there's 5 big rounds left.
Well, I've said it all along. I don't think it'll go 15, but they're sure going to try. Now Clark with Gray in his own corner in trouble. Punches, and Gray's eye is really bleeding. It's spurting out blood. The right eye of Clyde Gray. Look at the blood spurt out. He's going to be examined by the doctor after this round.
Blood now is running in his eye.
And so the tables have been turned very quickly by Chris Clark, the game fighter. He has reopened that cut badly over the right eye of Clyde Gray. And instead of the doctor going to Chris Clark's corner, look at the blood. This is incredible. Instead of the doctor going to Chris Clark's corner, he's going to be visiting Clyde Gray's corner. A severe cut.
I doubt if they can stop that now. It's bleeding probably 2 different places now, maybe 3.
There are 2 places, and there is a giant mouse under Clyde Gray's eye. It is incredible the amount of blood he is losing, and very fast.
Under the eye, over the eye.
But still, he battles back.
Talk about courage. Clyde Gray's got it covered full.
And here's the end of round 10. We'll watch the corners. I believe they're calling for the doctors to go over to both corners.
It'll be an interesting conversation right now. There's 2 doctors in Clyde's corner. The doctor who is his chief second, who closes the cuts, and the commission doctor. So the doctor is in Clyde Gray's corner. They're examining that cut. It appears to be cut in several spots. It was at the corner of the brow. There is a mouse under his right eye. They're calling for the start of round 11. The doctor's still in Gray's corner. We'll see what the verdict is. Herb Ungerman very concerned. There's a lot of blood lost here by Clyde. They're going to let it go. They're stopping the fight.
They're stopping the fight. Chris Clark is the new Commonwealth welterweight champion. This is incredible. They're stopping the fight on cuts after 10 rounds.
Who would believe this?
They were
better than him right now.
That's right. Chris, you're the new Commonwealth welterweight champ. How does it feel?
It feels great. Didn't you think it really feels great? He threw a lot of punishment. He thought he had me hurt, but really he didn't. He didn't phase me at all.
Did he surprise you at all?
No, I thought he'd come out stronger than he did, but he didn't. Good man and a good champ. I found him, he wearing down a lot. I thought, geez, a guy wearing down like that. It's only 8th round. I said, I'll let him go a couple more rounds and hit me all he wants and see if he staggers or anything.
He wobbled you pretty severely at several points in that fight.
Yeah,
Did you figure it was over?
No. Big as it is. It wasn't. I got to be. He didn't hurt me at all. It looked like he did, but really he didn't. He hit me a lot of shots, I know, but I was waiting for him. I was waiting for him to tire out, and he did, and that's when I took it. Come on.
Okay, he's calling rematch. Do you want to fight him again?
Sure, I'll fight Clyde Gray again. I'll give him an even chance, sure.
And where do you go from here?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
In a rematch? Thank you.
Clyde, the fight was stopped because of a severe cut over your right eye. Did you agree with that decision?
I can't see the cut, I can't see how bad it was. I relied on my doctor, and that was all it took.
He wants another rematch.
The obvious question, a rematch. When do you want to do it and where?
As soon as I healed up, I left to get a rematch. I had him out a couple of times. I let him get away. I figured when I did hit him, I should have followed up. I figured the one shot might have did it. I was too slow coming back.
Did you underestimate Chris Clark?
Yeah, I think I did.
What did he show you didn't expect?
Guts.
He really took
Come
this
back
about...
after being hurt, and that's what he mainly showed.
Still the best, Clyde. You're still the best.
So you definitely want a rematch, and you want it here?
I would love a rematch right back here. No place else for it.